Greetings, and welcome to the Temple of Know Thyself. Hope everyone's blessed. Sit back and relax as we take you on a journey of higher heights. Welcome to Temple of Know Thyself. Yes, people. Welcome to another show. Temple of Know Thyself. I and I reasoning. Today is the 14th of the 4th, 2024. Give thanks. Give thanks that we're here to see another day. And as they say, this is the present. We're in the moment now. So let's make the most of it and live it to the best of our abilities. So yeah, we're here. Your boy's back. And we're going to take you on that journey of higher consciousness, just reasoning and sharing our experience of how the week has gone and what we can aim and aspire to be for the coming week. So give thanks for life, man. We always have to give thanks and praises to the Most High. Sometimes we forget to pray for our outgoing and our incoming, Somebody's watching over us, so if you forgot to say it, let me say on your behalf, let's give thanks. Always give thanks. Appreciate for what we have around us. Family, friends, enemies, associates, everybody, Because we learn from each other. As in African proverbs, there's a saying, each one teach one. And I am because we are, and because we are, therefore I am. So we all need each other in this story that we call life, this journey. Buddha says every journey begins with the first step. So we have to take the first step. And through the first step, we fall and we get up. That's how we learn. So let's go on this journey called life of learning and growing. So how has it been for me? How has the week been for me? So we always start off and that's our introduction, like how is the week been? And the week has been okay. There's been some challenges, Your boy is back to the gym now, so we're getting into a structure. Remember, we all need structure in life. Structure is a very important thing. Structure gives you a focus, it gives you a form of discipline, and allows you to have certain goals and ambition of what you want in your life, what you want to do, what you want to achieve. So that's why it's good to have these things. It's important, So we're getting back into a structure. So Monday we train, Tuesday we train, and Thursday we train. The rest of the days I have clients that I work with. So that's my structure that I've gotten back into, and I'm enjoying it actually. It's good to have a break and then come back and then reevaluate where you are and where you want to go. So the goal, God willing, is the next 3 months we get rid of some of the weight and put our body and our mind into a better shape, because as we mature, it's not about the money. I'm going to talk a little bit more about self-development and aspirations and goals, and talk about my son and my friends around me as the conversation goes on. It's about building your self-esteem going to the gym. I mean, if you're aware of it, you know that the gym I call my wife. She's been very supportive to me and she gives me encouragement. So that's what I call my wife. But going to the gym, there are many benefits from that. As I said, it builds your self-esteem, your self-confidence. You look good. Your health. There's so many benefits that comes with it, and money can't buy that. That's something you have to work for and be dedicated to. That's what I said. That structure of discipline and focus gives you good results at the end of the day. Better life, better health. As I said, you look good, you feel good, your confidence, your self-esteem. There's a lot of benefit that goes with that package. So that's why we intake and make it an imperative part of our life. Going to the gym or getting involved in some form of fitness. You know what I mean? For you, it might be walking, yoga, you know what I mean, hugging a tree. I don't know what it is, but you have to find your lane. And you know, some people like swimming, you know what I'm saying to you. So everybody has it. Some people ride bikes. Mine happened to just going to the gym. That's my lane of exercise, of doing something. So that has been good. Let me touch on mum's there. She's okay, she's all right. You know what I mean? We're just reasoning. She's not feeling too well because, you know, being in the house and stuff like that. It gets a bit tiring for her. But most of her friends are passed away, or they're far out in the countryside, or they're in a different country. So we're just reasoning just now, and I'm saying, you know, maybe you need to do a bit more traveling, you know. But of course her condition, you know, restricts some of the things that she can do. But I said, hey, you need to go out a bit more and socialize a bit more, you know. You can't just be in the home, you know. But she's just complaining about her legs. Her legs are swelling up at the moment now. So I'm saying to her, she's gonna have to figure out something, because waiting on these doctors sometimes it just takes a long time. The process is quite long, so she has to figure out some way of helping herself. I said, try some of the bush. Let's go a little bit onto the bush. I boiled up quite a few herbs, as you're aware of, and it's been working for me. I find it works for me. It's been getting a lot of motion, but it kind of restricts how I eat, which I kind of like, you know what I mean. But that's just a short term. That's not a long term, you know what I mean, way of living your life. So it's just helping me. I just wanted to cleanse. I've got a bottle and a bit left, so I'll be doing that next week. This coming week, we'll be taking that. So I tried to give her some of the things, medicine. I said, so just experiment, just try different things, you know what I mean. You're a herbalist, you know what I mean. I find people who are herbalists or healers, they can heal everybody else apart from themselves. It's like a gift and a curse at the same time, isn't it? So yeah, it's a tricky one. But she's there. We're reasoning, and you know, I said to her that yeah, just be a bit adventurous, man, because you're a pensioner. You get a pension. Like, we don't want your money, so we want you to go and travel and do some stuff for yourself, you know. And that brings me on to the forms and stuff I'm doing now at the moment. Now I've got some notes here. I'm doing some forms. They're called LPA. You know, it's lasting power. I always get this bloody word wrong. It's LPA is abbreviation of it, and it's £82 for each form. There are 2 forms that I fill out online, and those forms allows you to cover. One is to do with finance. The second one is to do with healthcare. Because it allows me to take control of my mum's everything. Because of that age she's getting to, you know, it's good to put these things in place, and that's why I do these kind of talk show, to make people aware, you know, that the word is procrastinate. Don't procrastinate on some of these things that can be done, you know. We put them off, and then the last day we have nothing in place. So all these things that I'm doing, as my children get older, because my son is not 18, as soon as he's turned 18, he will be one of my trustees. for me. So everything I'm doing for my mum, I'm putting in place for my children, so they're aware of what to happen, so they know that I want to be cremated and so forth and so forth, and whatever I have, everything is to be split between all of them. So I'm practicing what I'm preaching, basically. That's what I'm getting at. So these forms, they're called LPA. To fill out each form, so I've just filled it out, and I did something wrong. I filled it up, I sealed it up in the envelope, and I bloody forgot to sign half of them. So, because most of it, you fill out the form online, so most of the stuff is in there, but you have to date and sign them. So I had to open back the envelope and re-sign some of these stuff, because it tells you if you don't do it properly, they charge you for that form, and if it's all wrong, you have to pay to start again. And as I said, it's for both of them. I think it was £164 whatever it is I paid in total. So I double checked again. I was online looking. I was like, shit, I forgot to sign these things, because there's a section that you need a witness. So it's somebody, it says that you've known for over 2 years, to say that my mum is of sound mind and stuff like that, and I'm the one who's be taking over all of her care. So those forms are important. The only catch with those forms is that the process, it tells you it takes about 20 weeks, which is about 4 months. So just get it done, man. It's better to put things in place, because I hear from family and friends and associates I know, we forget to do these things that are very important, and on the last day when something happens to our loved ones, we're bickering, fighting over properties or land or money. So if you put these things in place, half of those problems can go. You know what I mean? It's just life is sometimes can be simple. I'm not saying everything is simple, by the things that you put in place to prevent some of the upcoming issues or challenges, is a better word. So you can get rid of some of those challenges by putting the right things in place, So that's what I'm working on doing, not trying, because I'm actually doing it. So we're working on doing those things, So that's it. So that's some of the update on me and mum and stuff like that. So that's looking forward to post those things away, and I pray to God I've signed everything. And then everything should be okay. The process will start. They will do an assessment on the process, and then it's 20 weeks you have to wait. So we'll take it from there. But I hope everyone's blessed, and you had a wonderful week, and wherever the challenges that you had, you start on Monday. You're able to wipe the slate and start again. It's a new chapter. So take what you've learned from the previous week to elevate you to, to a higher level, because that's what it's about. It's temple of know thyself. It's I and I reasoning. We come here just to have a reason, to tap into that inner self and work out what we want, That's what it's about. It's just sitting back, having a conversation with your higher consciousness. So that's it. All right. So one of the things I've been studying, I listen to different podcasts, and there's a particular guy I like his reasoning. His name is KRS-One, and I was listening to him last week, and there's a particular book that he brought up, and I want to mention the name of the book. The book is called The Aquarius Gospel of Jesus the Christ. So that book, I've been studying it. Why did I pick this particular book? Why do I like KRS-One? So I just want to give an example of we're all influenced by most things in the society that we live in, you know what I mean, whether it be music, TV, our friends, our family, food, clothing, you know. So when I listen to him, I like his reasoning. So for me, I see him as a very intelligent guy. I love his words of wisdom. Every time I listen to him speak, I'm stimulated by him, and I'm a seeker of knowledge. I like to study, because each day you should grow, or each year you should grow. Let's put it that way. You don't want to be stagnated. You know what I'm saying to you. Although I had a conversation with somebody. I'm in a comfort zone. Yeah? I'm comfortable at the moment now, based on some of the things I've done. So for me, I'm kind of relaxed. So I'm not really chasing nothing, but it doesn't stop me from growing. You understand? So I kind of prioritize what's important to me and what's not important to me. So I'm a seeker of knowledge. I like that. That's important to me. So when he talked about this book, I thought, you know what? I like this guy. And I like the wisdom he speaks. So let me go and find out about this book, The Aquarius Gospel of Jesus the Christ. Yeah. So I googled it, and it was on YouTube. It's an audio book. The book is 12 hours long. Yeah. I'm 6 hours into it, and I'm telling you, the book is too heavy for me. I won't lie to you, man. The book is heavy. It's a very intense and deep book. Because what he studies, I'm intrigued by. So it's like esoteric. I'm into esoteric. I want to get the. Let me get the. I Google something, so I want to get the abbreviation of what esoteric means. Yeah, hold on 1 second. Let me get this. All right. Yeah. So this is what esoteric means. Yeah. Intended for, or likely to be understood by only a small number of people with a specific specialized knowledge of interest. So let's start again. Intended for or likely to be understood by only a small number of people with a specific knowledge of interest. Okay. So for me, I found that interesting, because some of the things I study it takes me down that road of like questioning the unquestionable, if that makes sense. I want to, and that's what metaphysics is about. It's about things that is hidden, that is not easy to explain. So that's what the esoteric is explaining again. It's telling you that it's intended for, or likely to be understood by only a small number of people with a specific knowledge of or interest. You know what I mean? It's something beyond the mind, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? And I'm intrigued. I find those things, I'm stimulated and intrigued by those things. So when he mentioned that book, because this is given a different story of Jesus that is not known in the mainstream. You get me? So listen to this book for the last 6 hours. It's like I can't regurgitate some of the things that I learned, but it's in me. And I'm like, I've started this book. I need to finish the book. And I'll be honest with you, the book is boring to me, because it's just so much. It's when you're learning a new skill in it, it's boring. However, it's about training the mind, yeah, about going on that journey, you know, that discipline, like going to the gym. So as I'm going on this journey of understanding the book, although I found it boring, there are some bits that I like out of it, but it's just such a heavy book to take on. So this is the kind of book you have to study like 3-4 times, because it's giving you it's like a cult. Occult means, the word occult means just to be hidden, you know what I mean? So it's going on that journey of learning something new, and anything new is going to be challenging or boring, as we say. Yeah. And I don't even like the word boring, but that's the easiest way for me to explain it. It's taking on new information, and taking on new information when you're used to doing things a certain way, it's easy for you to give up. It's this is not for me. I don't want to do this again, man. So that's what this week has just been about, learning and taking on new things and seeing things from different perspective. You know what I mean? It's there are many things that's happening in this world, and people are just looking at the what we call the negative side. Like there's wars, and there's, as Bob Marley says, there are rumors of wars and stuff, but you can't stop the time. If 10 people die here, another 20 people are born over here in this country, but you don't see that perspective, and that's what I like. That's where I love the studying, yeah, because we're just seeing things from one perspective. So if you live, and I use this quotation, Lord, you'll know that my knowledge is surrounded by your circumference. If I live in Halsden, it's only Halsden I know. It's only until I come out of Halsden that I see things different. So it's the same. That's what I said, that we are to some way brainwashed. There's a great book called The Propaganda, which is from Freud. Nephew was the one that wrote it, and Freud is a psychologist, in case you want to know, and he talks about how easy is it to manipulate people, you know what I mean, because we don't study, and because you don't study, you're not aware, as is stated in the Bible, my people suffer for a lack of knowledge and wisdom. So if you don't study, you're not going to be aware of the things that are outside there, or they're actually there, but you have to go and look for it, as it says in the Bible. Knock, and it should be open unto you. Seek, and you shall find. You know, it's there. It's there. You just have to go about it, looking for those things, and you shall find it. So I was intrigued, because what he was doing was talking about things that I like, but the book is heavy, man. The book is it's a lot. So that's why I said, for me, I created my own podcast, because it stimulates me, and because some of the things I'm very selective on what I watch on YouTube. Yeah, sometimes I watch a bit rubbish, but sometimes I want to be stimulated, and that's why I listen to this particular person. Yeah, if I'm gonna be brainwashed, let me be brainwashed by the things that I like, because we are, to some extent. Even when you listen to my show, you're listening to my ideology, a philosophy. It's an opinion, and my opinion is like everybody has an arsehole. So you know, it's just an opinion, but the opinion allows you to go out there and think for yourself, to have your own choice if you choose to. If not, then you follow the massive. And when you study and you become aware of certain things, it's not your job to kind of like teach other people. They have to take their own journey, because their timing, their situation will dictate if they're ready for that information or not. So you can't be captain save everybody. You know what I mean? Everybody on their particular journey. So you take your journey, and as I said, this journey, it's not about forcing it. It's just about just sharing information. It's Temple of Know Thyself. That's what the show is about. It's about I and I reasoning. You know, when you have like I'm representing the Rasta man. It's just a Rasta man reasoning. You know what I mean? A seek of knowledge. You know, we're just having it's like a rice and peas show. We're just having a reasoning, you know. You want to sit down and you want to reason with a man, innit? About life, about relationship. You know what I mean? We're just asking questions. Yeah, it's just like the book. I just wanted something to stimulate me, but it's going to be challenging. It's challenging to listen to the book. So within those 1 week, which is Sunday, I've done 6 hours. So I spend about maybe 45 minutes every day doing this and that. So by next week, the book should be finished. Yeah. But will I be able to come back and tell you what I learned from the book? Not really. But I started something and my goal is to finish it. That if you start something, to the best of your ability, try and finish it. And that's why I said when I do these things, it's not about the numbers, because you have to have passion why you're doing it. Like, what's the reason why you're doing it? You're doing it because you want to enlighten oneself, and then after that, whoever wants to listen, they will listen. But it's not for me to give you the answer. It's for me to tell you that I can empower you to make informed choices. So let's move on to that section where I had a conversation with my son. He what's his result? Let's get his results up, and then we will have a little chat about why I'm telling these stories, because we're storytellers, isn't it? When it comes down to it, it's just a different way of telling stories. We used to sit around the fire because that's how stories were told. But because things have changed now, we have the internet, and we use the internet to tell stories. You know? So it's just a different way of doing things. So my young man, he for his mocks exam, he took 4 subjects. So he came back with a C, C minus, a C, and an A plus. Now, I said to him personally, his predicted grades were A plus, B, B plus, B. That's his predicted grade. But as I said, he got C, C minus, C, and A plus. So I'm saying to him, like, you told me you want to go university, and I'm saying to him, like, based on those grades, bruv, I'm talking to you as a father. It's not good enough. You know what I mean? And I'm being realistic with him. I'm saying to him, like, if you want to go university, it's cool, you know, but don't go university for me or your mum. Go university because you choose to do it. And that's what I'm saying about the show. You have your own journey. You have to decide what it is you want. I can't motivate you, but what I can do is I can empower you to make informed choices. And that's my motto: empowering people to make informed choices, because you have to decide what you want for yourself, not me. You have the power to listen to my show or not. After you listen to the show, if you had, I hope it stimulate you to make an informed choice on maybe you had a decision to make and you've made the right decision, or or you haven't, you procrastinated. It's your choice, because it's not my journey. That's your personal journey that you have to figure out. So I'm saying to him, all right, your grades are not that good, and the particular universities, which is the Russell group, these are top universities, And if you got those grades, I wouldn't accept you. You don't even qualified yet, bruv. You have to get the B's minimum for me to look at that, because that's how the criteria goes. They start with all the A's, then the B's, and then the C's. By the time the C's get in, you're not getting in really. You're not really getting into the top university. You're getting to university, the third universities. Them, yeah. So I'm set, and I spoke to him very frank. I'm like, listen, I'm not here to motivate you, because motivation, I go through that. Motivation is something that, yeah, I'm gonna get up and go gym, and after week one, the motivation is gone. So you can't live your life for motivation. You have to have a why reason. Why am I doing it? Why do I want to lose weight? Why do I want to go to university? Why do I want this job? Why do I want to get myself out of this situation? You gotta figure that out. And you can't use motivation, because motivation is just it burns out after a while. When you start something, you're very motivated. Like, let's start the year. Yes, I'm gonna start this project or do this diet. After a week and a half, you're like, I'm not motivated enough. It's the truth, isn't it? You start searching for a job, you get the job, and then you're like, I'm tired. The motivation goes. So you have to have why. Why do you want to do it? So I'm explaining to him, and I'm like, I'm not here to motivate you. You know what I mean? Let's take that word out. And that's what I told him. I'm not here to motivate you. I'm calling you because I'm telling you that you got your ass kicked. I expected you to do better. Yeah, you got one A, but what happened to the rest of the A's, man? So he has a second chance. I said to him, I want you to go back to the first podcast that I did with you, because my first podcast was with him. Yeah, and I tried to remind him, what did we discuss about on the podcast? And he's telling me about these two black girls that figure out, because he's into maths, that figure out the Pythagorean or whatever it is, this theory. And he's like, yeah, I like this. I want to do maths, and I'm interested in maybe teaching people or investment banking and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, okay, cool. And that's why we do the podcast then, so you can go back and listen to what you said, not what I said. Remember, I'm empowering you to make informed choices. I'm reminding you. I have a lot of friends that tell me things, and they tell me, Russ, call me on this day, blah. I'm just reminding you what you told me. So the motivation you had at that particular time has gone. But the why reason of why do I want to do it? Yeah, I like teaching. I like doing this and figuring out new things. So he listened to the first podcast and he said, Dad, you're right. I know what I need to do. I'm like, all right, go and do it. But I'll put something in there. I'm like, whether you get the grades or not, it doesn't really bother me. It's the journey is not my journey. The journey is your journey. I'm just reminding you what you said. That's all it is. I'm just holding you to your standard. What you said, not what I said. I said I was going to do a podcast, yeah, and come by this August. It'll be in a year I've been doing it. I told my friends I was going to do it. They yeah, we're going to do it. I just broke off and did it myself. I didn't wait for them. Yeah. I said I was going to build a house abroad. I just went up. I told my mom that from when I was young. I'm saying it now. I want to retire in the next 10 years. I got from just do you have what's the reason? Have your why reason why you're going to do things. Yeah. I want to retire because I want to live nice abroad in my 60s. I want to travel a bit, man. Not that I'm not going to work, don't get me wrong. But I just don't really want a 9 to 5. Yeah. I want to put things in place. Like I got text today. Somebody might be interested in renting my house. So once it's finished, like there's a potential that's there that can happen. I try to create different streams of income for myself. So when I get to that age, I can make an informed choice and say, okay, yeah, I said this, and I put A, B, and C in place to help me, support me on this journey, what we call life, remember? I mean, if I live there, but if I don't, I still enjoy the journey, man, getting there. I enjoy the journey. I'm comfortable where I am. I'm very comfortable. Like, you eat a nice food, you just open up your belt or whatever it is, you just relax. You're comfortable, man. You know what I'm saying? You figure out like the challenges. So he listened to the first podcast that we did. And he said, yeah, you know what? I know what I have to do. And then there was another podcast I was listening to. It's called the Urban Finance Black Guy. And he's into investment banking. So I listened to that show and I sent it to him. And I said, you remind me of this person, but you're going to put your own twist on it, He wrote a book. He's a young guy, young black guy. And I'm saying, like, you can be like that. I'm just showing you that this is what reminding you were interested in, what you want to do, So you got, 40 something or 30 something days left, or 40 days left to your real exam. So go after what you want. And as I said, whatever results you get, I accept it. But also you had an agreement with me that if you get A's, we're going to negotiate if I'm going to give you £100 or not. So remember these things, because it's said in the podcast. Everything is there. What you said, you came to me and said, if I got all these A's, you're going to give me £100. I said, no, 50. And then I said, we'll negotiate about it. It came out your mouth, not my mouth. So as I said, it's motivation runs out, but it's about empowering yourself to make informed choices. So for me, I will finish this book because I wanted to understand, and my understanding is going to be different from his understanding. I just looked up to him and had a form of respect for that person. So I was like, you know what? Let me see what he can teach me or what I can learn from him. And then I move on to the next person. Because I say each one teach one. It's an African proverb. I am because we are, and because we are, therefore I am. You know what I mean? So that's our reasoning that we had. You know what I mean? We all need encouragement, but we have to make choices at the end of the day for ourselves. That's what it comes down to. So that's it. And as I said about the metaphysics and the esoteric, is something I'm really intrigued about. I'm fascinated by those kind of things, about things beyond the mind that you cannot even articulate in words. You know what I'm saying? It's a higher consciousness. Sometimes you just have to, words can't describe it. You know what it is. So that's it. But I want to big up some people, man. I've been having some good conversation with my friend Trouble. I want to do an interview with him in the coming week's time. He's a boxer and he is creating his own clothing design. He's an MC and he's just out there hustling. But what I like about him is that I've always said this to him, man, this guy's gifted. You know what I mean? He's gifted, but I get annoyed because I don't think he uses his gift to his full potential. You know what I mean? So, when you see someone who's gifted, and I'm like, bruv, man, you can achieve more. Yeah, you can achieve more. So, I'm gonna do some interviews with him, and there's something that I said that I'm in the pipeline of like working on later on. Is like the concept I've come up with is like it's called the Grown Men Corner, where I'm just gonna get a group of grown men, as you said, and we're just gonna have a little reason about life. You know what I mean? Because we're coming to that age of, we call that mature age of the 50s. In the next couple of years then. So the concept is like, when you have these betting shop, or you go to these bingos or these old people's club or the dominoes club, and you just go to some friend's house and you're just reasoning about life, or a picnic or some club or a pub, So that's the concept I'm creating. It's called the Grown Men Corner. So it's just like a bunch of old grown men, you want to call it moaning or whatever it is, just having a reasoning about life and just chatting, man. That's what I'm saying. I'm looking to create a community using these little tools that I have and just putting something out there. You know what I mean? Like, everything starts in the darkness, isn't it? So I don't want to be on LBC. Why can't I create my own LBC? That's why I've created my show, The Words of Salongo. You know what I'm saying? That's the power that we have. Yeah? We can be creative. And that's what I'm doing. And also I'm doing something cool. There's a theory out there. There's a theory called the 10,000 hour theory. So by me just being in my room and interviewing people and doing my little things in Uganda or Guyana, wherever I travel, if I put in 10,000 hours of doing what I'm doing, I become an expert in a couple of years. So you'll find that my radio show that I'm kind of doing here, I Know Reason, gets better. You'll be like, how did he do that? He's lucky. No, I'm not lucky. I come here every Sunday to the best of my ability, and I'm consistent. I'm consistent with the things I do. Yeah, I go gym, then I go on holiday. I'm consistent with building my house. I'm consistent with traveling. I'm consistent with my podcast show. That's the consistency. So when that consistency builds up and then it gets to a certain point in my life, you find I've done over 10,000 hours and you become an expert at it naturally. That's what you call like creating your own wealth. You know what I mean? So that's the journey. And there's another book called The 5-Second Rules. If you have something, 5 seconds, you have 5 seconds to act on it. It's a theory. The theory is just an idea. But what makes the theory real is for you to act on it. That's the reality. That's what I said. It's a theory of 10,000 hours. So in August, I've been here a year. I've done over 1,000 hours of doing this talk show. You understand? So you do that for 3-4 years. That's what they say. You become an expert at something. And someone will say, "Ra, how did you do that? You must be really lucky." Like, no, I'm not lucky. I'm putting the work in as you're doing your thing. So my presenting skills will get better. You know what I mean? Same like if you listen to my first podcast, then I was struggling with the editing. The editing now I got used to it. It's that practice, practice, and it becomes normal. Yeah. How I change up the style of the music sometime. I'm learning. I'm experimenting. That's the journey I'm on. I'm experimenting what works, what not doesn't work. You get me? I'm looking for an external. I have a budget of about £250. Yeah, and for that 250, I'm looking to buy extra equipment so I can be able to do phoning conversation. Yeah, because that's the way how I see. By next year, I would like it to grow. You see, it's about planting the seed now. And that's where you have a budget. You get me? So I have a specific budget of about 250 to buy an external mixing deck. So I can have 4 mics. So that's what I'm doing. So I can plug that into my laptop and I can interview 4 people at one time. Then I get my phone plugged into it so I can call people from anywhere in the country or even the world because we have WhatsApp. And other tools to call as well and have these conversations. So that's the way how I see it. I want to create like a community radio show, international. Yeah. So I have a vision. He said, my people suffer if you don't have no vision. So I see myself growing because that's what the 10,000 hour allows me to do. As I put the work in, new ideas come, which brings me into another book called The Compound Effect. All these books I study. For someone who doesn't read, these are all the books I study. Yeah, compound effects mean when you act on something, something else comes, and then you act on something, and then bam, you blow up. And people are like, right, he's lucky. No, he's not lucky. He's been working from 2023. That's when I started. You know what I'm saying to you? So same like building my house. I started in 2013 stroke 14 coming on, building my house. So when 2024 comes, that's 10 years. They're right, you're lucky. How did you do that? I've been working on it for 10 years. There's the 10,000 hours. The 10,000 hours, you can see it manifest itself. So when I say I look to retire in 10 years, I could be somewhere in the Caribbean, be doing a radio show like this, my own radio show. I'll be earning decent money, and I'm like, I'm cool, I'm content, because it wasn't about the money. The journey was not about the money, and that's why I always make it clear. The journey was about empowering myself to make informed choices for myself, to be my own boss, to do something. Not that you can't work for somebody else. I enjoy working for somebody else. In fact, most of the people who work for me, I give them like control over what they do. Even my manager, when they're building, I'm like, he's like, have you thought about this? Yeah, do it, man. Like, I'm easy going. I'm like, yeah, do it. I allow them to just take control, man. You know what I mean? Because sometimes they can bring ideas that I never saw. So I kind of like, yeah, trust me. Even the back of my, when we're doing the water, where the washing place is, he came up with this concept, and I was like, yeah, do it. The paving of the front of where my gate is, he came up with this, do it. You know what I mean? Even how we collect water at the back, yeah, man, do it. The gate at the back with the step, that's what I'm saying to you. I've just allowed them to do their own thing. He was like, put bricks and stones on this side. Do it, brother. I mean, that's good leadership. Like, sometimes you just sit back and let people let people take charge, man. I'm not bothered as long the project. That's what a good leader is. As long the project comes to an end, I'm cool, and it stays within the budget. I'm all right, man. Do your thing. So that's why I say 10 years. 10 years time, I could be promoting anything. I could be working in partnership, yeah, with anybody. But you have to be consistent and put the work in. So big shout out to my friend Trouble. Continue on your journey, and you know you've got a decision to make. You gotta do this, and I can't make it for you, even though we have a good little reason and you ask my opinion, and I try to be neutral, because that's the best advice you can give. Yeah, is to be neutral. All these stories, we all have these challenges, and I'm saying I can relate to your story, because we all have these challenges or what we want. I go to my workplace, there's assholes, but it's what I make of it. There are people who try to be a bit sly and play mind games and stuff, and I'm like, brother, I'm standing on my square. People try to call me out my square because they want to move off your square, innit? I've been in predicament. I'm like, I've been there, done it. I'm like, cool, you win today, but I'll win for tomorrow. And tomorrow might take 6 weeks or a month. I'm like, cool. I'm comfortable. In other words, I don't need to rush, man. I don't need to force my hands. Why should I force my hands when I have control? Hence what I say, empowering people to make informed choices. If you make the right choices, nobody can pull you off your square. They want to pull you off your square because then you've made the wrong choice. You've played into their hands. But if you stay in your square, I'm like, nah, cool, I'm all right, man. You know what I mean? So Trouble, you've got choices to make in 2 weeks. What you want to do, and I know you will make it because you're a very intelligent, smart person. You know what I'm saying to you. So keep doing what you're doing. Stay focused, and you will be successful. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. The show is coming to an end. I just like to have a little reason and talk about the ups and downs, the challenges that we have, and that's what the show is about. It's just Temple of Know Thyself. I'm just sharing a little bit about myself. You know what I mean? And I reasoning is just a Rasta man reasoning with the universe, with the people out there who have ears to listen. They listen. You know what I mean? It's not about the numbers. We have to remember that. I stopped looking now at my thing because I'm like, I've kind of hit a certain goal that I want to hit, and I'm happy. Yeah. The next goal I want to hit is quite far away, so I don't need to watch that now. I just let it happen naturally. And when I say about, it's about the quality, yeah, not the quantity. because the quality represents the conversation I had with my son. So because he was the first person that I did a podcast with, he was able to go back to the first episode and listen to his own self. And that's what it's about. I can feel proud as a father, because you always hear me saying that when I pass away, my son and my children, can pick up this show and listen to me just reasoning. You get what I'm saying? Because I remember living with my grandma, wise woman. To this day, I'm like, I wish I could pick up some more of her wisdom, because I didn't listen to a lot of her wisdom. And her wisdom, as the saying goes, old broom knows all the corners. You see, like now I'm remembering these things because I'm living with my mum. And that's where you hear me use these quotations. My mum would say, opportunity is a man with hair, grab it while you have it. Because once it's gone, it's gone. And my mum has blessed me. And I'm thankful and grateful. And that's why I said, like, you have to realize in life, you have to know when you're comfortable. You say, you know what? I don't need a lot to be happy, because I've seen it. I've seen my friends and associates. A lot of my friends are unhappy because of the predicament they're in. And you know what I mean? And you can learn a lot from them. And at the same time, I can't really help them, because they have to make these choices. And that's where you realize, even me, I have to make my own conscious choices about the situations I'm in. You understand? So that's where it comes down to. Temple of Know Thyself. That's why I created the show. Know yourself, because nobody else can. And it's just I reasoning. I'm just reasoning with you to say, you know what? All the answers in you. That's what the show is about. It's about you got the answer. And I'm just reasoning with you, showing you my challenges and my associates and the things around me and how I deal with it. You know what I mean? As a young man in this society, in this world that we live in. You understand? And I'm using different concepts, books, music, life stories, family and friends and everything. I'm using all of these things around me, how I'm guiding myself as a young man through these hurdles that we call life. And I want you to do the same, because that's all I can offer you. All I can offer you is to be yourself, know yourself, and love yourself. That's what the temple is about. The temple is within yourself. That's what it's called, Temple of Know Thyself. You don't need to go outside yourself to know who you are. It's all within you. I'm just an aspect of you. You are an aspect of me. If you spend your time listening to the show, then it was meant for you. If not, cool. It's not meant. As I said, the one person I'm helping is my son. That's the beginning and the end of the story. Because when he needed it, I was there for him. When I'm not there, he can go back and listen to the show. So I'm just reminding him of the greatness that he is. And I'm reminding you of the greatness that you are. I am because we are. And because we are, therefore I am. So without you, I wouldn't exist. And without me, you wouldn't exist. So on that note, my people, you have a blessed and wonderful week ahead. As I say, I grant you prosperity, health, wealth, and success. You go about and live in your day or week to the best of your ability. Remember, I always love you, man. Love is one of the greatest. It's the greatest gift in the world. Nothing can come higher than love. You know what I'm saying to you? So, as I said, enjoy yourself. Stay blessed. All the challenges you have in life, it's about making you a stronger person. So always remember that challenges make you grow. That's why they're called challenges. My people, your boy has come to an end. See you next week Sunday. Have a blessed and wonderful day. Love you.